Siamo all'Eular per una sessione molto importante che è quella dei late breaking abstract, dove tra gli altri è stato presentato uno studio di fase 2 molto interessante condotto in pazienti con lupus eritematoso sistemico con un farmaco che prende il nome di Empatoran. La cura del lupus ha fatto molti passi in avanti, ma la ricerca è molto attiva per trovare nuovi farmaci sempre più efficaci. Ne parliamo con il professor Morand dell'Università di Melbourne in Australia. Professor Morand, first of all, which is the key message of this study?
The key message of this study is that enpatoran is an inhibitor of TLR7 and 8. It inhibits the interferon gene signature and has a positive effect on disease activity in systemic and cutaneous lupus.
And how this mechanism of action fits with the pathophysiology of the disease?
So toll-like receptor 7 and 8 are important in the response to nucleic acid immune complexes. And when they're activated, they drive both the type 1 interferon response and the production of autoantibodies. These are the two things that are important in lupus, and TLR7/8 can activate both those pathways.
This was a phase 2 study, so a dose finding study. Which were the doses that we have studied, and the design in general of this trial?
This was a novel study design that included two arms. In the first arm, patients had active cutaneous disease only, either with CLE alone or SLE, but only studied cutaneous disease. And doses of 25, 50 and 100 milligram twice daily were studied. The second arm was SLE, and patients had to have BILAG A or B activity, and they could have also active skin disease or active other organ diseases. So two arms, cutaneous only or SLE. Both studies showed a positive therapeutic effect.
Could you go, please, deeply in the results of the study?
Yeah. So cohort A was the cutaneous lupus study. It was presented actually at the lupus conference in Toronto a few weeks ago. It was a positive study. The primary endpoint was dose response for CLASI improvement. CLASI is a measure of skin activity in lupus. Incredibly, the CLASI 50 response, showing at least 50% improvement, was over 80% in this study. And CLASI 70 response, which is a very impressive effect, was approaching 70% in this study. I think it's maybe the highest efficacy result we've seen for cutaneous lupus. That study also showed suppression of the interferon gene signature, very fast and complete suppression. Cohort B that I presented today.
The cohort B, what did show?
Yeah. Cohort B that I presented today was in patients with systemic lupus. It also showed a significant difference in efficacy, especially in patients taking high-dose corticosteroids, patients with skin disease, or patients with interferon gene signature. The primary endpoint of the phase 2 cohort B study was negative. The primary endpoint required demonstration of a dose response. This is very hard to do in a lupus study. We couldn't see a significant dose response, but we could see significant treatment effect of all doses.
Yes, there was a discussion regarding the effect of different doses, and you say something very interesting, that there is no dose effect, so all the doses seems equal. Is correct?
Yes. I think maybe if we'd used a very low dose, we would have been able to see a dose response. But we must remember that in SLE, the endpoints we use are not very reliable, and the ability to show difference between doses is not very good. So I'm not that worried about this lack of dose response.
So what will happen in phase 3?
Well, the company is currently considering what to do with these powerful results. I don't know whether phase 3 will be actioned. If it was me, I would do phase 3. That is not me. So we'll wait for the sponsor to announce.